It's saying there's an error.
Oh.
Hold on. Unless we're live now. Because it says
end broadcast. It says we're live. It says we're live.
All right. Hold on, folks.
Showtime! Woo! 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 Silent and profiling. Woo! It's live and in color. Woo!
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report on the Buffalo Fan Base Network. I'm your host, Tommy, to the highest degree, to the TOP from the 313. And by my side is my main man, my toucan Sam, the one they call the Apex Man, Mr. Mikey. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, Bubba? Yeah. We got a little technical difficulties to start, but we got this right back.
We did. Yeah, it was weird, man. It said error, not live. I said, all right, but it said end broadcast. I'm like, I'm not ending nothing. So so we're here. And I'm sorry about that, guys. Let's say what's up to the chat real quick. What's going on, Chewy? I appreciate you for hopping on as usual. Tony, I think he's new. I never seen Tony. Tony Hatch, go Bills. Yeah, hell yeah, go Bills. Who else am I missing? And myself, go Bills.
Yeah, you're up in the comments so far.
I am. I'm in the comments. So.
It's still early. More people come in.
Yep. So, hey, we got some Buffalo news I want to start with right away. And one interesting one that just me and you were talking about before the show started, Doug Whaley getting a interview for GM for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And this is his second interview. Wow. What's your thoughts about Doug Whaley potentially being a GM in the NFL again?
I will tell you, it caught me by surprise when I saw that this morning. Not just that it's his second, but I didn't realize that he had his first interview. It doesn't surprise me for the fact that it's the Steelers, because before he was the Bills GM, he was with the Steelers for a really long time, and he worked for Kevin Colbert. So it doesn't surprise me, but, at the same time, he's been out of the league for a while. So to come back and already have a GM interviews, good for him.
I don't know what Chewy's talking about. Delay? Is there a delay? What's going on? I don't know, brother. There's always a delay in the chat, so if that's what you mean. But are we?
No, I thought you froze for a second.
Oh no, am I still frozen, guys?
No, you're good. You're good.
Man, that's so weird, guys. Okay, well, I apologize, guys. Hopefully the rest goes good, but hey, man, with technology, it's the way it works. All right, so yeah, I am a little bit surprised that Doug Whaley is getting the opportunity again. He did a poor job in Buffalo, in my opinion. Some people think he didn't do that bad. I think he made a lot of terrible decisions, and a lot of decisions that Brandon Beane had to clean up. And then he went to the XFL, I believe, and didn't work out there. So yeah, I mean, who knows? And what's going on here, Chewy? No, I didn't. No, hell no, bro. Come on, bro. You should know better, Chewy. Man. But yeah, I am surprised. But hey, good for him. I mean, I'm not going to hate on anyone that's trying to look for work. And good luck if you get hired there.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things. I don't think that that he'll get the job. If they just hired him, out of the blue, that'd be weird. But hey,
second interview though.
Get his name back out there.
Yeah. I know you had some news that I didn't jot down. If you want to,
James Bradbury was released today from the New York Giants. He was the one that most of Bills Mafia wanted to bring in as that veteran corner. Now that we have drafted Elam and have Jackson.
Look at Chewy's right ahead of you.
Do you think bringing in Bradbury would stunt the growth of our two young corners?
No. We need a veteran in here. And And I've been saying that, and I think we will bring one in. I was wanting Joe Hayden. I kind of prefer him a little bit over him. But I wouldn't mind either guy. I wouldn't hate the move, just depending on what the contract is. But I would assume it's probably a cheap 1-year deal, regardless of whoever they bring in. But no, I don't think it will, mess the rookies up in any way. I think if anything, it'll help them, with their growth at that position. Even if we don't wind up, let's say even if they don't, the corner's just in the room, right? He's not even on the 53. Let's just say hypothetically some games are not dressed up. That's okay. Like it's good to have him in the camp. It's good, to pick their brain, man. And sometimes that's good, man. Right now we have a lot of young guys, and how often is Trey White going to be out in the field, like with these guys early on, right?
Yeah.
He's going to be working out his own, getting rehab, but that doesn't mean he's going to be out there with these guys. So I would love a veteran guy to come in during camp at least, right, and see what happens. But yeah, that's the news on that. And then I do got a question for you because I was just seeing this earlier. Cole Beasley is still unsigned. One of the best slots on the game. I know he's getting older, but why do you think he hasn't got any attention from any NFL team or gone in for any kind of interviews or?
Well, we don't know that he hasn't been in contact. We were not hearing his name,
I haven't heard rumors
out there.
Really. You're right.
No, you're right. There hasn't been much that's gone out about him. I don't know. He asked for his release here, so it wasn't like the Bills cut him.
Right.
He just, so it's not like the Bills actually cut him. So it's one of those things of, maybe the issues he had last year, with the COVID stuff and being outspoken bothered teams. Maybe he's just, teams aren't offering what he thinks he deserves, and he's waiting till it's closer to camp to sign.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible. I think he will get signed. He's too good. He's still very good at his job at slot to not get signed. Unless, do you really think that the Twitter stuff has something to do with it? I mean,
I don't think so.
No, you don't think teams will look at that?
I don't think so.
Okay. I'm just curious. I had to throw that out there because, people were talking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
it didn't bother.
You think it could be a money thing?
It could be a money thing.
Okay.
It could be a money thing. It could be a team thing as well. He wants to go to a contender. He is older. He doesn't want to go to some of these other teams, and he's just waiting for an opportunity. He might be one of those, like, he's willing to even come in for less money, but the opportunity isn't there yet for the teams that he's looking at.
Yeah.
And maybe a camp injury happens, and that's when he signs. He's still very productive, and even with all of the COVID issues that the fans had problems with, the locker room didn't. They were fine.
No, they didn't. Yeah,
so
it
wasn't
fine.
like he was a distraction by any means, and the team loves him.
Yeah,
all
and
the
he
players
still made
loved
big
him.
plays. He still was there when it counted. When Josh needed him. So yeah, it's just weird. But maybe it's a little bit like you said. He doesn't want to go on a bad team, like the Jaguars or something. You know what I mean? Or a dysfunctional team. Maybe a team that gives him the best chance, but we'll see. Well, moving on, Mikey. Did I miss anything in chat so far? Before I move on?
No. Looks like we're good.
Okay, cool. So the biggest news of the day, the Monday Night Football game was announced. A little sneak, a sneak at the schedule. Titans versus Buffalo Bills, second week Monday Night Football. Your thoughts on that game, Mikey?
Well, it puts a damper on my hopes for Thursday Night Football. I know that doesn't completely rule us out, but what's the chances they're going to have us open on Thursday and then not play again until that following Monday?
Yeah, and I do want to remind you of something that we owe these MFs, right? Because I can't really curse on here as much. Hey, my cursing has been a lot better, Mikey. Give me some credit.
It has.
But I do want to take you back to a game last year.
Clearly, not enough room for the first down. Again, I love the decision from Sean McDermott. You trust your...
And I love the decision. I did. I was up.
I did too.
What about you? I never did ask you that. What was your thoughts on that? Did you like the decision for going?
I loved the decision.
Okay.
Let's just give
me too.
Simmons credit. He beat Josh Allen to the point, and he made the play.
Yeah.
It doesn't help that Josh slipped on the play.
Yeah, it didn't go down.
Well,
and then earlier the first down, like he was just short. Like, do you think that would have been a different? Real quick, I know we're getting a little off, but do you think if you picked that first down up, the one where he dove and was just like a half a yard short, if we picked up that first down, do you think the outcome would have been different?
Oh yeah, I think we win.
Okay. I'm just curious what you
like. Even if we picked up this first down, I think we win.
Yeah.
Like they couldn't stop.
100%.
They couldn't stop him. He was just going up and down the field on him at that time.
Yeah. Let's see, Chewy, ticking away the moments that make up a dull day. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, so go ahead, continue, man. On this.
I'm totally on board with you on that. I really do think that it was one of those things of if we pick up the first down there, Josh puts the ball in the end zone and we win.
Yeah.
I wasn't, fully convinced that he didn't get the first down on the dive. Like they gave us crappy views of that.
They did. It was instant. Like that's it. You didn't get it. It was instant.
Yeah, it was.
Like they came out with a chain game.
I don't remember if they did, but they didn't give us very good views of that. With his on a national TV game with all the cameras, they don't have better views to give us.
I think he was short, though. I'll be honest with you.
He may have been short.
Looking at it, I think it's his knee. Before,
Well, you have to remember he went up and over the top of.
No, I know. Initially, yeah. It was sloppy. That was a sloppy. The whole thing was sloppy, to be honest. The thing. He was in shotgun, then to under the center. He should have just went under the center right away, and went right away instead of playing this whole shotgun. They were ready, and we just I don't know what happened there. Mm-hmm. It happens though, guys. Football. But anyways, go ahead with this. So this is kind of a revenge game in a way, right? This is a revenge game against the Titans on a much better defense, in my opinion, that we have now, going against a Travis Henry-led Titans team. So what's your thoughts about this game compared to last year's game? Like, how do you see this game going? Do you see the same thing? Travis,
it's completely different team. It's a completely different team now.
Sorry, guys. I said Travis Henry, by the way.
Yeah, Derrick Henry. But no, that team is completely different. We have 2 of their 5 starting offensive linemen on the Bills now, and Roger Stafford and Queensberry. And then they let their best receiver go in AJ Brown, who really ate us up that game. He was one of the main cogs.
He's not there no more.
And outside of the one big run of Derrick Henry, they didn't have much. So I'll be interested to see what kind of team that they're going to put out on the field this year, because it's not going to be the same.
Yeah, I will say though, watching back because I watched the game back today, like a little bits and pieces. That fourth quarter, Tannehill, he did his job against us. He
kept on the crossing pattern. The crossing pattern was open all day.
We had no answer. But I'm just saying, even under duress, like there were some plays, it was like third down. Like we were right there. And that goes back to the whole thing where me and you talked about blitzing or getting to the quarterback, but we can't finish. And we were multiple times in that game right there. And he got away and made a play, right? And I think this year is going to be totally different as far as that goes, especially this game. Like I can't see Tannehill getting away from a Von Miller. You get what I'm saying? Or a Gregory Rousseau when he has to run the opposite way because Von Miller, it's on his ass, right? So I think the results will be different this year. And like you said, no AJ Brown, which is a huge loss for them.
Yeah.
And we're way bigger on the D line, way bigger. He's not going to be getting these massive holes.
Yeah, Daquan Jones.
Oh, dude. Right.
Tim Settle. Phillips back.
I mean,
we're just rotating dudes in now.
Are you guys getting excited? Honestly, like this should excite you because this game here is a revenge game, in my opinion. It 100% is, because we were on a roll up until we played them. Like we were feeling ourselves. We were going to the bye week. I was like, oh man,
we just came off the big Chiefs game.
Yeah,
that we won.
Chiefs win, like spanked them. if we win that game, we're feeling ourselves and going into the bye week, and we lost, and then we came out lame against the Dolphins. I mean, it was just like, I think kind of that's where it started, that little mid-season like flunk we were in. Honestly, that game like started it, which is really weird because we actually played a very good game offensively. Defensively, it was rough. But yeah, let's see. Am I missing anything in the chat? Let's see here.
No, we're good.
No, I'm not dropping a deuce. I'm right here.
You know, he's dropping it, talking about that game that we lost.
All right, this won't be a 4-hour show, so come on, give me a break, bro. I do got that question for you because I was thinking about this the other day, and I actually did a video on this like 2 years, or I think 2 years ago. Are the Buffalo Bills America's team? Like, what's your thought about that? Because they did a Twitter poll, I believe 2 years straight in 2020 and 2021, I believe. And people voted for the Buffalo Bills. So I'm just curious on your thoughts on the whole America's team thing.
The Bills Mafia wins most of those things because we just come strong. Because that's what we do. We're a passionate and loyal fan base. I think we're leaning more towards that of today's. What we'll find out when they called it an America's team, when they called Cowboys that back in the days, because Cowboys were always on TV. And that's what's a big thing. So we'll find out this year when we get our primetime schedule, how many games do we got? Do the Cowboys, do the Patriots, do some of these do the Chiefs, do they have more primetime games? That's how you can kind of tell where the America's team lies, is who has those primetime games, because that's where the eyeballs go.
Yeah. Do you know what Daniel's talking about here?
What?
It's up right here on the chat. Just curious. They're dropping the ball 15 minutes late. He's talking about us?
I have no idea.
Hey, Daniel. Little confused there on the chat. I'm gonna be honest with you. So if you want, let me know what you're talking about, because we're live. Jesus Christ! Watch us not be live on something.
Right?
Now
we're good.
I don't know what to say. But yeah, man. I personally think we are, for a lot of reasons. There's a lot of reasons, right? One, I think we were a joke for a while. Okay, we definitely weren't America's team. We were like America's like laughing stock, right? Whatever the hell we were, like America's big joke of a team for a long time. But as of, I believe, I want to say 2020 was the start, when outside fans, not Buffalo related, not Buffalo fans, started really loving first Josh Allen. Like, I got that a lot. Like, and I still get that. Josh Allen, like, you'll hear that everywhere you go. Man, if I'm in a jersey, Josh Allen, man, that guy's a stud. That's good. But now it's turning into, man, you guys are looking good. You guys are like, wow. That's one, right? Like, no matter where I go, people are complimenting my team. The second is just, I think Bills Mafia does so much donations and things for charity. Like no other fan base, right? That's 2. 3, I think it's just a blue collar town, man. And it's just everything America represents, man. Buffalo. And then the players we have here are all great, just good guys, man. Very good guys. They love each other. The locker room's awesome. And we wear the red, white, and blue, man. I mean, Mikey, come on. Like, this is America's team, in my opinion. And I know a lot. If anybody's a Cowboys fan watching this, you guys had it for a little bit. It's cool, but I think that's over with, bro. I think the Buffalo Bills are America's team now. I think I think people have spoken, and I love my Buffalo Bills, man. So that's what I got to say about the Buffalo Bills and America's team, man. You got anything else, Mikey, on that?
Yeah, no, just to get back to Daniel Gary's point where it says dropping the ball, we're 15 minutes late. He's over on your channel, and it's not live on your channel, so that's where the error happened. We're live only on fan base.
Oh man, guys, I'm sorry, man. I don't know why.
So I dropped a comment in there saying, I went into yours and just said, come on over to fan base and watch us there.
Okay. So. Okay. Yeah, it's saying, I don't know, guys. I mean, it's really weird. I apologize. That's weird. Yeah, I see the error right now on my end. So I want to say sorry, guys, for whoever's there. watching, but come on over to Buffalo fan base if you can. Put that out there, Mikey. I appreciate it.
Yep.
I don't know. That sucks for for my and this wasn't me, guys. By the way, this was not me. This was
This is a
technical
broken link.
Yeah,
Broken
man.
link, yeah.
Nothing I can do about that, guys. You know, nothing I can do about that. I apologize. And yeah, I totally see that. That's so weird, man. Yep. All right. That's so weird. Anyways, so back to this. So I'll just upload this later. I do want to go down. Hey, Chewy, it's not my fault, bro. Like, honestly, I put it, I don't know why. And I apologize to everyone. I can see it right here. Error occurred. There's nothing I could do. Yeah, it is what it is. I can end it and restart. I ain't gonna do that.
No. Let's just keep on rolling.
We're rolling, man. I'll have to fix this later, guys. So, back to it. I do want to take a trip down memory lane for y'all, and man, I feel so bad for people that were waiting in my my YouTube and not seeing nothing. That's really threw me off, guys. I don't know why. I apologize. Let's see here. We will get there again, by the way, Mikey. AFC champions, 100%
this year.
And I believe we will. So trip down memory lane, Mikey. I want you to go ahead and roll with it.
So the trip down memory lane this week will be we're going back to what we were doing before the draft, where we were talking about the positions. We started with the head coach and GM, and then we went down trip down memory lane on the top first rounders, second rounders, third rounders. And now we're going to move on over to the quarterbacks. So trip down memory lane isn't going to be real fun as we start talking about some of these quarterbacks that we had. But, you know, it brings us where we are today, puts us in perspective. So year 2000 was the end of the Rob Johnson, Doug Flutie era, where Rob Johnson had 11 starts, Flutie had 5. In 2001, we had the Rob Johnson, Alex Van Pelt, battle where they both started 8 games. And then we went into the Drew Bledsoe era from 2002 to 2004, which I enjoyed that era. I thought Bledsoe did really well for us. We didn't make the playoffs, but I really don't think it was his fault.
So you were saying who? He missed it?
Who? Drew Bledsoe?
Yeah.
When we got him from the Patriots, it wasn't really his fault that we missed the playoffs.
No, that was terrible coaching.
Yeah,
that was awful coaching.
Yeah, and then in 2005 we had the J.P. Losman, Kelly Holcomb experience where they each split 8 games. In 2006, it was just J.P., and that was the year that he was hitting Lee Evans on all those deep balls that everyone sees the highlights of. 2007, we had the Trent Edwards, J.P. Losman split, where Edwards had 9 games, Losman had 7. 2008, it was another year of the Edwards-Losman split, except Edwards had 14 and Losman only had 2. And then 2009, 2010 was the Ryan Fitzpatrick, Trent Edwards, and Brian Braum QB exchange. Remember that era? Where Brian Braum was getting starts for us.
Mm-hmm. That was miserable.
Oh, God, yeah. Alex Van Pelt was actually 97, Chewy. So we started from 2000. So Alex Van Pelt was pre this down memory lane. So then after we went through 2009, 2010 with the 3 quarterbacks of Fitzpatrick, Edwards, and Braum, we just went to 2011 and 2012 was just Fitzpatrick. Full seasons, Fitzmagic. And then 2013, we had the E.J. Manuel, Thad Lewis, and Jeff Toole combination at quarterback. 2004,
so bad, bro.
It was. 2014, we had the Kyle Orton and E.J. Manuel duo. 2015, we had the Tyrod Taylor, E.J. Manuel, Matt Castle. Remember the Matt Castle era?
That was quickly. I remember. I was like, oh, maybe he'll be like the guy that New England thought was going to be like good, or
Yep.
who signed him, by the way? I know he got a good deal.
That was
Seattle,
in 2015. No, he came from Kansas City.
Okay, Kansas City. Okay, I
Yeah.
thought Matt Castle was from. I thought he was the backup to New England, and then he got the big contract.
And then he went to Kansas City.
Oh, then he went to KC after Seattle.
Yep, and then he flamed out horribly in KC, and then they brought in Alex Smith.
Boy, that was so bad. And did he? I don't even think he started for us, right? Did he? Did he a game or not?
Yeah. One game. Because remember, we signed Tyrod and EJ was there, and Tyrod, and Matt Castle was our big time.
Right, dude. I remember
pickup.
Yes, I remember when we signed Tyrod. I just remember him in college. I don't remember his NFL career because he didn't really have one.
But I remember wanted him.
I remember in camp, I was like excited because I remember like watching, like they would have like they would show snippets of camp, and I'm like, man, this guy looks legit. He can run. He had a good arm at the time, a pretty big arm. I'm like, bro, he's looking so much better than Castle, and I think we had Peterman, right? Yeah,
no, EJ at that time.
EJ at that time, right? The first year. I'm like, man, I remember I was like, gotta give it to Tyrod.
Yeah,
and
we did. We did. Yeah. Tyrod started 13 the first year. EJ started 2, and Castle started 1. But that was the year that he came from Baltimore, and Rex Ryan knew him from his days in Baltimore and wanted him.
Correct.
And then in 2016, it was the Tyrod and EJ only. We let Castle go. 2017 was Tyrod and Peterman.
Yep.
Gotta love some MVP. Preseason MVP Peterman. Then 2018 was the last year we had split starters, and that was Allen, Peterman, Anderson, and Barkley. Since 2019, Allen has started every game for us.
That was a disaster. That 28, like that start, that was the only, I think, flaw. Not even a flaw, but I think that was and Brandon Beans admitted that, by the way, guys. It's not me just talking shit. I think that was his one flaw when he got here, was not thinking that outright or getting the right guys in here to start at quarterback.
Yeah.
Like really doing their, due diligence or whatever you could say. And they were forced to play Allen, who I think they never were planning on playing Allen. And Allen had to learn very quick about the NFL and how bad it is when you're playing with a bad team. No receiver. Like, he had to take his bumps early, guys.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Mikey.
Yeah, no, it was, and that's it. Because once after that 2018 season, it's been Josh Allen starting every game for us since the last 3 years. It was a rough go. What I did find though in my research here, all of the who has the most games played at quarterback for Buffalo of all time?
The most games played in Buffalo.
Yeah, most games played at quarterback in Buffalo of all time.
It's not Jim Kelly. I'm going to say it's like some old school 60s
Joe Ferguson.
Right.
Joe Ferguson. 73 to 84. 164. And then Jim Kelly at 160. Jack Kemp at 88. And then Josh Allen. Josh Allen's already the 4th most games played at quarterback for us. And he's already the 3rd most, yards.
Win total? Oh, yards?
No, 3rd most yards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's a disaster.
Jim Kelly
We've had some bad quarterbacks here, guys.
Yeah, he's already has the 3rd most yards.
Yep. Right. That's wild, bro. That is wild. I'm sorry for any like old school fans that are in here that like, hey, Ferguson, you should have known that. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I wasn't even out of the womb yet. So
yeah. So Josh Allen in the 4 years has completed 62.3%. Which is actually the best. Is the only person that's better than him is Tyrod Taylor at this point at 62.6. But he has 14,114 yards, 103 touchdowns to 46 picks.
Let's see, Daniel. They screwed up the quarterback situation. Yeah, exactly. Daniel Peterman. Well, initially I think it was initially supposed to be McCarron. Initially.
And
That's
then
what they were.
tanked in
Yeah.
training camp.
Well,
and Peterman
imagine
beat him
Josh.
out.
Yeah, I think Josh Allen is probably going to be the third string.
He was.
All
He
in
was
all,
supposed to
reality.
just sit.
Yeah, exactly. So the fact that Adrian McCarron was so bad that they traded him for. Oh, by the way, I know we're moving on, but I watched the highlight of the Ravens game that we played that
Mhm.
year, the 2018, and oh my god, bro, Peterman was so bad. Bro.
Yeah,
he
was.
so
he was.
I mean, I was like, what is he doing? I forgot how bad he was, Mikey. Like it was you. I dare you to watch.
I don't want to watch much of that 2018 season at all.
Dude.
I went back. I did go back and watch a little bit of the 2019 season just to see kind of where Josh is from then to now.
Yeah.
You know, Josh has developed a lot, like ball placement and things like that. But man, the guys around him, you know, just wow, night and day, night and day. This roster.
Oh well, that too, but it really his improvement to me, I would say, is just the game slowed down for him.
Yep.
Because I think it was real. I think he had a lot of happy feet early on, and I think Josh just got smarter, man.
Yeah.
Football wise, like he, you know, like his development, like mentally, like for the game, because it's always was there physically. I kept telling everybody, like physically, Josh Allen's a freak. He just had to get the mental part of the game down, right? Calm it down. Look at his reads. Don't freak out. Get out of the pocket. You know, obviously didn't help. We had nobody, but he still was making those dumb mistakes in 2019, like you said. And I think towards the end of that year, you started seeing
to click.
Started to click, and he got better. Go ahead, Mikey.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. Also, that off season from 2019 to 2020, he got with Palmer, and they did that mapping
specialist thing.
The specialist thing where they learned to connect like his throwing motion. Like, you know, you go back and look at 18 and 19 and think about all the big time throws he made. He did that all arm, no lower half.
Yeah,
it's crazy that he was as good as he was. So
I know.
And Dorsey, yes, Dorsey was a godsend for Josh as well. I agree.
Oh, Dorsey was he's the one that,
helped Cam.
Well, he's the one guy that really got no attention from like outside people. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of people wanted to like say Dable was the it was Dable. It was so much. If you really take a look back and look at Josh Allen's like camp and like where he's got better, it started with Jordan Palmer. It started, and then when Ken Dorsey came here is when you really saw Josh Allen becoming a different type of quarterback, getting, and that's all on Dorsey. And then of course on Josh Allen too, for taking that extra step that, in the offseason and trying to get better.
Yeah. So it was fun. It was fun times, when you go back and you start looking at those quarterbacks of the past, you realize how lucky we are to truly have 17 center.
Dude, guys, yeah, 100%. Like we went on months. I mean, not months. We went on years and years and years and years and years and years of just searching and free agency and drafts and
average to below average quarterback play.
I'll tell you what, going back, because we were talking about the Von Miller thing like a month ago or whatever, like when we first signed him, we were talking about how big that was and maybe the biggest signing ever, right, to Buffalo. And I bring him up with Mario Williams. But I will say this. When we got Drew Bledsoe, if anyone can remember.
When we traded for him?
Bledsoe, yeah. Bro, go back. There's like a video on YouTube where we flew him in. They had like this big press conference outside by the plane.
Yeah.
There was Bills Mafia was everywhere. It was a big deal. I remember the action figure. I couldn't find ever a Buffalo Bills action figure because we sucked for so long. And they had a Drew Bledsoe like action figure. And I'm like, what the hell, right? Like that was a big deal. And we had one chance with him. Like I always say that. Like that was the year 2002.
Yeah, that was the only team that we ever put around him. That was
Yeah.
good enough to do anything.
Yeah, and our coach sucks so bad. What's his name? Stupid idiot. Forget his name. The defensive guy that took the hits out on people. Whatever.
Yeah, Williams.
Doug
Greg
Williams, right? Greg
Greg
Williams.
Williams, yeah.
Greg Williams. That clown of a coach just destroyed that team. What could have been, but whatever. But anyways, my point was the look at that. Like, so we get a beat up Drew Bledsoe.
Mhm.
And the Buffalo at that time was going nuts, Mikey. Like we just won the Super Bowl. Like, it was crazy. So fast forward after the Drew Bledsoe thing, it was just
mediocre all the way till we got Allen.
My God, like
Not
Trent
bad.
Edwards, and I love JP Lawson, but come on,
Jeff
I'm a
Poole,
realist. Right?
Thad Lewis.
Thad Lewis.
These guys started games for us.
Uncle Orton, which I didn't mind. You said you don't.
I don't know, Daniel. It may have been malarkey during the Bledsoe years.
No, it was Greg Williams. 100%, it was Greg Williams.
Okay,
100%.
Chewy has the best comment in here.
All right, where is
This PTSD moment is brought to you by Russ Brandon. Touche, Chewy. Touche.
Golly, my
God, that was horrible.
Sorry, guys. Trip down memory lane sometimes is pitiful. It's like depressing.
I'll be excited to go next week when we go down the lane with the running backs. Because we've had some good running backs here, even during the drought. But man, quarterback play was whew.
Hey, I'll tell you what though,
dreadful.
In like 5 years, while we're still doing this, Mikey, when we do our next trip down memory lane in 5 years, it'll be like us winning Super Bowls and stuff. It'll be really good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We'll be talking about, do you remember when Josh wasn't real good? It was back in like 2018. I know he's like, a multi-time, MVP, Super Bowl MVP, but do you remember in 2018 when he wasn't good and everyone said he was going to be a bust?
Oh my God. Oh, but that was so bad, Mikey. Anyways, I do want to ask you. So the schedule's coming out Thursday, like officially. So obviously there were some games leaked. Obviously, we just talked about the Titans, Buffalo Bills. What games? Because we're going to get a lot of them. Primetime games. What primetime games do you think? Do you want to see for Buffalo? Like, do you want like NFL to schedule as primetime games?
Okay, I'll go through them. I pulled up the opponents.
You pulled up the schedule?
I pulled up the opponents. So I still would love to see the Rams, us open at the Rams. I don't think it's going to happen with us having the Monday night game in week 2. So without the Rams there, I think there's a chance that we're going to see the Packers on primetime. We're going to see Baltimore in primetime. Cincinnati in primetime, Kansas City in primetime, and probably some form of either the Patriots or the Dolphins in primetime.
Yeah, I got to pull up the schedule. I think the Green Bay might be. Did you mention Green Bay?
Yeah, so I said Green Bay. We know the Titans. Then I think it's going to be Baltimore, Cincinnati, Kansas City. I think those ones are pretty for sure. And then I think they're going to flex us in with one of our either the Dolphins or the Patriots.
All right, so I'm pulling it up too, so this way I could be on the same page. So I think
Green Bay Thanksgiving game. Woo.
I think Green Bay. I don't know which day, but I'm just gonna say prime time.
We got the Lions.
Green Bay. No, hell no. And I'm in Detroit. I'm not going to. Green Bay. I think will be a prime time.
Yeah.
Minnesota, no. Pittsburgh, no. Cleveland, I think will be a primetime game. If Deshaun Watson is the starting quarterback.
So I can see them putting this game at the end of the year and flex this into it.
That's where I'm going with it. You're right.
Yeah.
So I could see them doing a flex depending on if they give because they don't know. You don't know like what the schedule is right now or anything.
Yep.
Titans, we already know, right? Monday Night Football.
Yep.
The Jets, no. That'd be a regular game. Patriots, I do think because we match up so well, we have interesting games. I think they will give us a primetime game on one of those. I do. I think the Dolphins potentially will be a primetime game because they've improved a lot with the receiving core. And it's the AFC East game. Baltimore, I don't think so. The Bengals, I could see because they went to the Super Bowl.
The Burrow Allen conversation.
100%. Chicago, no. Lions, no. Kansas City for sure. They have to. If they
Yep.
don't, that's the most idiotic thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
The Rams are, I would think so, but I have a feeling no. And
I mean,
the
they
Jets,
could give us
no.
the Rams
Patriots,
later on in the season and give
They
us a
could,
primetime game.
but I have a feeling they're not.
Yeah.
And I would love it. I really would. And I would love it if there was an opening game, but I don't think they've ever had a primetime game on a Thursday
Back-to-back.
and then a Monday. Yeah, on a Monday.
Yeah, and then Monday.
I
Yeah.
don't think it's ever happened. So, guys, the chances are super
Could you see Detroit? Because we have to go to Detroit. Could you see that a Thanksgiving game, Buffalo Detroit? Even though we played Thanksgiving last year.
No. No. I know.
Well, you have to remember they try to bring people in who make
know.
it exciting for Detroit.
I don't think they don't want to see Detroit get just romped, bro. Like, that's gonna be. They're not trying. Like, dude, like Detroit's hasn't bad enough. I live here, bro. They're not trying to kill them, on national television. Like, that'll be a massacre, bro. You know what I mean? Like, poor Detroit people here. Like,
so Scott
no,
Blakely
bro.
comes in and says KC, New England, Titans, Bengals, and Green Bay is who he expects. So he expects 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so you have 5.
He has
I can
5.
see 6. I can see 6 because
Huey said 6.
last year they had 6. Two teams. I forget the teams that had 6. How many did we have last year? 5, correct? I think we have 5.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
We had 5.
And I think 2 teams had 6.
With the possibility to flex in. Yeah. So
yeah.
Then I believe it was the Chiefs, and I want to say the 49ers had them, and then they got flexed out. They got flexed out
they
a lot.
did?
Yeah, they ended up getting flexed out because they didn't have at that time they weren't playing real well early. So they got flexed out a few times.
Okay. Huh. That's interesting, man. That is I think they're going to give us 6 because listen, right now, this is the craziest time to be a Buffalo Bills fan. I've never seen so much national media predict us going to a Super Bowl. It's wild. Like, it's crazy. So, and then you got Las Vegas has the odds as Buffalo Bills going to the Super Bowl, winning the Super Bowl. So, right now, bro, we have an exciting team. We added Von Miller. Like, listen, if you're trying to watch good football, and there's a lot of good AFC teams this year, I mean, these teams loaded up, right? Those are great matchups to see on Sunday, Monday Night Football, Thursday night. So NFL, it's about money, right? It's about what makes sense, right? Like, I think they definitely will schedule us. I'm going to guess right now. I'm going to say 6, Mikey, right away.
I think we're going to get 5 with the possibility of 2 flexes.
Okay. Wow, 2. Okay. Hey, you never know. I'm going to say 6 with the possibility of a flex down.
I think they give us 5, and then they have the possibility to flex 2 because I think they're going to give a lot to that AFC West.
Yeah,
like that West is just dominant. Cowboys are going to get theirs. The Packers are going to get theirs. The Chiefs are going to as part of the West, are going to get theirs, and you're going to have those random ones that are just like, what? Why do you have these 2 teams on?
Yeah.
So, at the end of the day, it'll be fun. I think 5 with the possibility of 2 flexes, up to 7.
So I do want to ask you because we're time's almost cutting out. The NFL released the top selling jerseys. Josh Allen right now is number 3. So what does that say? Like, really about Josh Allen and his from he will never be that guy to the 3rd best selling jersey and a Super Bowl favorite MVP already on Vegas. Like, what does that say about his growth already in really a short time span?
You saw him become a superstar after that game, that playoff game in the loss. He became a big time superstar. He was always, he put himself on the map in 2020. 2021, he became a true superstar because they took him down for Media Row during Super Bowl week, and he did all the interviews and everything, and he went out and did the PGA stuff, and now he's going to be on the mats with Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady.
Yeah, like, when's the last time? Right, come on, guys. Like, they're putting those guys on like a golf tournament thing.
Yeah.
We would never in our, like, honestly, in back in the day, you would not, unless it was maybe Jim Kelly back in the early 90s, expect any Buffalo Bills player to be like involved in like that kind of thing. It's crazy to me, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, it's the top 4 quarterbacks. It's Brady and Rodgers as the old guys versus Mahomes and Allen, who are the young guys. I mean, they went through all of those debates at the end of the year. Was Burrow better than Allen, or was this person better than Allen? It was Burrow. It was the quarterback in Chargers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't think of his
Chewy
name.
coming in, he says he needs an insurance commercial. I think he's going to get his. I just think they're waiting on like a Super Bowl, like for him to start getting like that big time.
I wonder if he wants it.
He may. I mean, he seems outgoing. I'll be honest with you. It's not like he's shy. I'm just saying. Like he did the Bitcoin commercial for that turn. And mind you, it was a small commercial, but it was great. It was funny. Yeah. Like I sent it to people that weren't even Buffalo Bills fans. They're like, that's funny as shit. Like that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like I could see him doing like a Mahomes or Baker. Like Baker Mayfield, I'll be honest. I don't really care for him, but his commercials are funny. Like I like those, the ones where he's in the stadium and like gets locked out or whatever. Like those are funny to me. Like Josh Allen, I could see doing this, like, funny stuff like that, Nothing serious, not like a serious commercial. It's not who he is,
I mean, they had him do the whole bit at the award ceremony,
Oh, right.
Yeah, So, I mean, he's got the comedic chop.
Speaking of the time thing, Mikey, I don't know if we ever touched base on that. So the new overtime rule.
Yeah.
So how do you like the new overtime rule? Because it's now
the Josh Allen
only
rule
changed for the playoffs. It only changed for the playoffs.
Yeah, the Josh Allen rule.
Yeah, the Josh.
I like the fact that they have a Josh Allen rule.
Yeah. Now, hopefully, we'll never use that. You're right. Like, I don't want it to ever come.
Now that we have Von Miller, we won't have to have that problem. And again,
dude.
We have the closer. And I mean, I think about how it ended, and then I think about the changes we made this offseason.
Oh yeah,
our defense is going to be better than it was last year, dude. And it's scary.
100%. Well, speaking of changes, I guess we'll get down that rabbit hole real quick because we have time, Mikey, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So speaking of that, it's kind of funny how like it all worked out. So I kind of feel like 2020, when we played the Chiefs in the championship game, we got spanked. Let's be real.
Yep.
I felt like that offseason, like we were focused on just beating the Chiefs. Like that was it. Like we have to, that's the hurdle. Everybody else, we're not worried about. But I really believe that's what Bean was all.
They ran it back with almost the same guys. They didn't look too bad.
And it's exactly. So instead of, and then we faced them again. I thought we did a better job, obviously.
Yep.
But our defense still kind of got spanked around, right? It was really our offense that showed up. But then I kind of feel like this offseason took a different course because once the AFC started piling up in the offseason, I think Brandon Beane realized like this is no longer just the Chiefs thing. Like this is we need.
There's no guarantee the Chiefs are going to make it.
Yeah. That's because of what the AFC did, right?
Yeah.
It really started off with the big Russell Wilson trade. Like that's what really like started this whole thing. And then teams like the Raiders and all the other teams just started adding and adding and adding the Chargers like pieces and pieces and pieces. And I think Brandon Beane, come on, he's a smart man. He looked back and said, if I just go through the draft here, it's going to be a tough season. It's going to be tough. We have a tough schedule. It's going to be a tough season. We need to add a big piece. And I think that's why he's like, you know what? I'm going to get Von Miller. I'm going to get bigger on the line. And it's exactly what he did. Exactly what he did. So he built this team, I think, for the whole AFC. The whole build up that the AFC has done. And going out and getting a corner like we did Elam is to, let's be real, guard the quickness of like Tyreek Hill in the AFC East with the Dolphins. Is to guard the guy Adams and the Raiders, right? Like there's some top-notch receivers, guys, And I don't think he trusted like Dane Jackson and Cam Lewis to hold down the fort while Trey's, working his way back. So our defense, yes, I truly believe it's going to be nasty. We have now depth and weight on that line. We have quickness on the edge now. And I'll miss Jerry Hughes, by the way, for anyone that hated Jerry Hughes. You shouldn't, because he was a very good player.
He may still come back. You don't know.
Yeah.
I know
But,
the Texans are having interest in him.
They are. Yeah, they are. But either way, even if he does or whatever he decides to do,
Yeah.
I'll always respect guys that stayed in Buffalo for a long time, paid their dues, didn't bitch, was a team player. And there are certain guys on this team that done that. And there's certain guys, Mikey, that are still on this team that are team guys. Like I said, like the Singletaries of the world that don't get the credit, get the hate. I don't know why, but do their job, right? They're a team guy. The Edmonds. Yeah, there's a lot of guys. Like, honestly, the whole team, there is no me guy on this team.
The Bobby Harts.
Yeah. He's a great guy. Yeah, real great guy.
Team guy.
I'm talking about guys that contribute, right? Not to the snack bar, right? Like, Oh, God, man. Let's see if I'm missing any chats here, guys. Okay. Chewy, what do you guys think about Bradbury being released? Okay, go ahead, Mikey, because I know you touched on it earlier, but go ahead.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit earlier.
They probably missed it because my damn YouTube.
Yeah. Honestly, I truly believe he would be a fit here. I question if he would stunt Elam and Jackson's growth, because if we bring Bradbury in, it's not to be a backup. And when Trey comes, he may start at the beginning of the year and one of those two take the other ones. But once Trey comes back, are we going to sit our rookie? And also, is he going to be willing to play for peanuts? Because let's be honest, we don't got a lot of money.
100%.
So he would have to want to come here just to catch on to try to get a Super Bowl. And I believe he's still looking for a big payday. He's looking for 10 plus. So
mind you, we haven't even paid our rookies yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just saying. So there's Mikey's.
I would like to have him.
Yeah.
I would love to have him, but I don't see how he fits what we're trying to do right now.
And it's also about dollars and cents, right?
Yeah.
Like Mikey said too. It's about can we afford him? Is he willing to play for 1 year? Because honestly, any veteran we've picked up in the past in corner was
always a 1 year deal.
They're all 1 year deals. So and honestly, these guys didn't do anything. They come in. Think about it. What's the one guy that came in?
We grabbed a lot of over the hill guys. We got Norman,
and then the guy that quit.
Vontae Davis.
Hey man, I'm out, man.
Yep, Vontae Davis. So it comes down to I don't see where he fits in the scheme, because unless they think that Elam needs time to grow, is the only way I see them bringing him in.
What year was that when when he quit at halftime? Was that 2018?
19?
Was it 19?
I think it was 19.
Somebody, because I know Lorenzo. I know Alexander was still on the team. Remember, because Zoe was pissed. Everybody else wasn't that angry, but I remember Lorenzo, because he's old school.
Yeah,
he was he was heated, bro. And I was like, you know what? To be honest with you, I didn't care. I wasn't that mad about it as a Bills fan, because I was like, this guy hasn't done anything anyways. He's been hurt all off season. He finally got back. He looked so slow out there.
That's why he quit. He realized it's a young man's game. I can't do it anymore. It was 2018, by the way. It was 2018.
You see? So can you blame him? That was an awful team.
We were also getting smashed at halftime when he left. Because then Josh came in the next after came in at halftime.
Can you imagine that locker room at halftime? This dude's getting dressed up in his
He's like, I'm out.
People are probably like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" Dude, that's the first time I think they said that ever happened. That's amazing, bro. But that was stuff like that. Yeah. That's what happened. That's Buffalo Bills. We were the laughing joke. That was the joke. We were the joke forever. That just added to the misery of what was going on in Buffalo at the time. However, people didn't realize we had this gem in place of Josh Allen, who was going to grow.
He missed it. He missed the Josh Allen era. Because Josh hadn't played a snap yet. He left at halftime, and then Josh came in.
He
But
really did.
Did you listen? Have you listened to the take that when Bean and Pat McAfee are talking about that? Like, that is one of the best things I've ever heard when Bean like goes over it with Pat McAfee, because McAfee knew him from his time with the Colts.
Okay,
like they knew each other.
Oh, that's
So-
right. That's when it was a good time. He was playing really good there.
Yeah. So, oh man, if you ever get a chance to go back in on YouTube, watch that clip.
That was the first one that he did, right? The first interview.
The first he did with McAfee back then. Oh god, it was hilarious. And McAfee does the Vontae voice.
Yeah. Hey, Mike. Hey, Mike. I'm out, Mike. But it's weird because his brother doesn't talk like that.
No.
Who was a hell of a tight end, by the way.
Vernon.
Vontae, right? Vernon Davis. I get him confused. Vontae Vernon. But yeah, Vernon Davis was pretty solid through his career, man. He was a hell of a tight end.
He's a fantastic 49er. I watched him a lot, being local.
Oh, that's true. Singletary got on his ass, so
you know that's funny is I've seen that clip played 100 times. Can't play with them. Don't want. And you know what all that comes from is Vernon Davis got ejected for hitting someone on the helmet, tapping him up, and the refs threw him out.
Oh, like a petty.
Yeah, it was a stupid petty one. He walked by, they were John. He tapped him hit him on the head on the way back, and said, good hit or something like that, and they tossed him.
Oh,
and then
the wrong way.
And then Singletary lost his flipping mind in the press conference and melted down.
Speaking of press conference, I know we're going off topic. Might as well.
That's fine.
I watched the Ditka one where they're interviewing him. He's like, next question. They're like, he's like, what quarterbacks are going to be starting next week for you? What do you care? He was such an asshole, bro. And I'm like, he's like, and the guy's like, why are you so upset, Mike? He's like, if you were 3-7, you'd be pretty upset too.
Yeah. God. Yeah. Then there was the Denny Green one. They're who we thought they were.
The meltdowns, man.
Yeah.
And of course, the what's his name?
Let him off the hook.
Playoffs.
Oh God, the playoffs. And then you had the Herm Edwards one. You play to win the game.
I hope to God we never have a McDermott meltdown. Oh my God. I don't even know. He might fucking wrestle slam somebody. Reporter put him in like a chokehold or something.
Right? Oh,
rip his shirt off. He's in wrestling gear.
He's too calm, cool, and collected for that. He's way too calm, cool, and collected for that. But man, oh God, there's some epic meltdowns of those.
Oh my God!
Like when you get into college, then you have like the Mike Leaks.
Oh,
and
dude.
Oh man,
the one guy that says, "I'm 40." I'm 40. Come at me.
Yeah, come at me. Yeah, the Texas Tech. Yeah,
like what?
Leak. Yeah. Oh God. Yes.
Oh my God.
With some epic meltdowns.
I just
in baseball. In baseball, they throw the bases and throw fits.
I don't know if we ever. Maybe the chat knows. Has any Buffalo Bills head coach had a meltdown? Or do you remember one? Because I'm trying to think. I don't recall. Like, if anyone were to, it would probably be Rex Ryan.
I could see Chan Gailey having a meltdown.
Really, you remember? I don't recall.
No, I don't remember him, but I could see him having one.
Like Dick Duran was so silent. Like he would never. Yeah. Like I don't even see him getting upset.
I don't think he ever had it. I don't think we've had any meltdown.
Ever had a freak out? Well, I know we had
Marone.
Chewy
comes in and says Doug Marone could have melted down.
Did he?
That dude,
right. He's a pissy ass guy.
Yeah.
You're right. Maybe I'd have to look, but you're right. Maybe Doug Marone. What about players? What about players? I know Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer kind of not a meltdown, but they kind of were. They're a little pissed there. I mean, it's not a meltdown, but
I mean, we'd really have to. Marv Levy had one too. He said.
Oh, did he?
Marv. I
can see that. I can picture Marv Levy having a meltdown, right?
Dick Duran, we punted well. That's all we punted. All we did well today was punt. Oh man,
God,
we definitely have to go back and look, Tommy. That maybe that's one of our Maybe that
It
should be
should
one of
be.
our, you know,
And I'll have the
You know.
clips. I'll have each clip because they're short. I could play them.
yeah,
I'm sure there is, guys, and I'm totally
Yeah.
missing them. I
You
would do
know,
probably players
down
and
memory
coach.
lane, down
Oh,
memory lane.
man. Yes, dude, of meltdowns.
But
And I'll play each one.
Buffalo's ultimate meltdowns down memory lane.
Oh my god, dude, that was funny. Let's see here. What's this guy? What's Chewy? You're over. Off. I don't even know.
I don't know.
I think you're drinking, Chewy. I'm drinking too, but man, Dick Drawn, yeah.
We
All right,
punted
well,
well.
chat. If you have any questions, real quick, man, we'll answer them. Other than that, man, we're probably gonna.
Yeah. Hey, before we tail off, while we're waiting
Yeah.
for the chat to come in, do we want to give our top 10 or your top 7?
Oh,
I should say.
yes, guys, Mikey. See, this is why me and Mike. This is why me and Mikey work so well together. Mikey, did you find the 10 though? Because I
found
I
a
had
couple.
9.
I found like 3 others that you could use.
Okay,
I put
okay,
I'm putting them in the private chat.
Oh, did you? Okay, guys.
Yep.
So let's see the private chat of Mikey. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put him at 10, even though he didn't play for us long, 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, so no, I'm
The only one that played for us was Reemsma, really. The other two actually started and done things at other teams.
All right, guys. So we're gonna do the top 10.
Late
round,
steals.
late round draft hidden gems, basically. Late round,
Yeah.
towards the end.
Yeah.
So number 10, even though he didn't play on this team long because of certain people,
Well,
Wyatt Teller, number 10, coming at number 10. What round was he, Mr. Mikey?
5th round.
5th round. And what is he now, Mikey?
All pro.
All pro.
All pro Teller.
So I would say that ranks as a top 10 hidden gem, even though unfortunately the hidden gem was not used for us. Who do you got at 9 that we were talking about too? That we used at 9?
We had Levi Wallace.
Levi Wallace. Listen, for as much as Bills
free
Mafia
agent.
doesn't like him, the dude came in as an undie UDFA, earned his spot. Not only did he earn a spot on the team, he earned a starting spot on the team, right? He could have just been on the team and floating around on this practice squad. No. So, guys got to give him credit. All right. Number 8, Mikey.
Number 8, Tyler Bass.
Tyler Bass, 100%. 5th round, right? And I hear a lot of people in the chat, never draft a kicker.
6th round.
5th round. 5th round, guys. And I remember 6th. I'm sorry. 6th round. I remember a lot of people at the time were like, some people liked it, some people didn't. But boy, has that worked out. It worked out very well. All right, and that's number 8. So I got the rest, Mikey. Number 7, Teron Johnson, 4th round. Very good slot corner. One of the best in the league, in my opinion. And I think Brandon Beane agrees because he gave him a good contract this past season. All right, that's number 7. Number 6, one of my favorite players. Underrated, in my opinion. Terrence McGee. I would love a Terrence McGee jersey, too. I just can't find him. I cannot find a Terrence McGee jersey. Drafted in the 4th round. He not only was a very good corner, he was a good kick returner and a punt returner. That dude could do it all. I think he set like a record for, I think, one game he had an interception for a return, a kick return for a touchdown, I think a punt. I believe that's something like that. Like that's a wild. I think it was against Cincinnati. Very underrated in the 4th round. That's a hell of a pick.
Yeah.
All right, number 5, Kyle Williams, 5th round.
Surprised he's not higher.
Yeah, well, that's where we have him here, number 5, Kyle Williams. But you're right, he could be a little higher, but hey, that's not bad. Kyle Williams, hell of a football player. I'm just glad that we finally got into the playoffs with him.
Yeah.
In 2017, he got to finally like live that moment. And then we also used them. I love when we used to use them at the goal line for touchdowns. That was so awesome. Good for him. Just a good guy, man. Like a humble guy too. The guy would give like the shirt off his back for you.
Heart and soul of those drought teams.
100%. Number 4. This is why probably Kyle's at 5. Stevie Johnson, round 7. And I remember
Yeah.
when we drafted him, he had long hair at the time.
Out of Kentucky.
Coming out of Kentucky. I remember going, who the hell is Stevie Johnson? I love the name because like Stevie Johnson, that's a cool name. Saw his highlights, Kentucky, and I thought, man, this guy looks pretty good. And I remember he had a rough rookie year. I don't think he did much. And then he finally got his chance, I believe, this following year.
Mhm.
And man, I think he had what, 3 1,000-yard seasons in a row. I think that still stands as a record for Buffalo receivers.
Yeah.
No Buffalo receiver had 3 in a row.
Well, Diggs
right?
is going to catch him this year. Diggs is
He
going to
will,
catch him this year.
but as of now, I'm just saying, Stevie Johnson, that was a 7th round, guys. That's a hell of a pick.
That's a hit. That's a big time hit.
That's a huge hit. Matt Milano, number 3, 5th round. Guys, he's a stud linebacker who got paid, probably underpaid.
He's underpaid.
And he lived up to his contract plus, right? And some. Great linebacker. And to Mikey's point earlier last week when we were talking about Terrell Bernard, hey, you never know. Just saying. Even though Bernard's a 3rd round, this guy's a 5th. I'm just saying, like, you never know on a certain player what they can do later on in their career. So he's coming in at number 3. All right. Number 2 is Jabari Greer out of Tennessee.
Oh,
Undrafted.
such a good underrated guy. I love Jabari Greer.
Mm-hmm. Dude was solid, man. Very solid. Came to work, did his job. And it just, man, imagine. Undrafted, UDFA. Earned his spot, was a hell of a fucking
freaking player.
Hey guys, getting late.
Okay, also before you
hit
hit number 1, I want to get in there. Daniel Gary says Kyle Williams over Milano. Tommy found an article that outlined this. This isn't our ranking.
Right.
This was a ranking based off of an article that we read.
We added the 3 because there was only 7. So we added the 3 that 10, 9, and 8.
Yeah.
But
so number one.
I guess it, Mikey.
Andre Reed?
Chat, can you guess
Andre
it?
Reed?
No.
He was a 4th rounder.
But he's not on this list. Anybody in the chat? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna pause real quick. Let's see. Now, mind you, I didn't write this, but I agree he should definitely be on here. And yeah, you know what? He is number 1. Because he's probably gonna go to the Hall of Fame.
Who is he?
Jason Peters.
Oh yeah.
Jason Peters was undrafted.
Because he was a tight end.
Tight end. Who
I remember
converted to offensive line and was a stud. And we wound up trading him to Philadelphia, I believe, later on in his career. A few seasons in. Just a few, like we converted him to right tackle, then we flipped him to left, and then a few seasons in, he got in a disagreement with our front office and asked out, and went to Philly. Yeah,
and put together a Hall of Fame career.
Yeah, and I mean, and Andre Reed, by the way, is 4th round. That's that he should probably be on the list. Maybe we take somebody else, but no, I mean, Jason Peters, undrafted, probably a Hall of Famer in my opinion.
Oh, Daniel Gary's with the knowledge. Jason Peters was a UDFA tight end from Arkansas.
Wow. Okay.
I did not know he was. I knew and I knew he was a tight end. I didn't realize he was from Arkansas.
Yeah. Wow. And I will throw some, not that they're drafted players, but I will throw in like a couple that I remember that were guys that came in here that weren't supposed to be good or barely make. Remember George Wilson?
Oh yeah.
Funny story.
Receiver to safety.
Yes. So real quick story before we log off.
Yeah.
I'm in Michigan, guys. I live in Detroit, and I came actually down on a vacation before I moved here when I was young, real young. I was probably, I don't know, whenever he was on the team. And it was a bachelor party for my cousin. And my cousin comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, bro, there's a guy leaving the Lions, George Wilson. He's here, man. I told him you're a Buffalo Bills fan. He's actually just got signed by the Bills." So George comes over, and bro, I never heard of this guy in my life because he was a nobody in Detroit. Nobody. He was a receiver. They cut him. And he's like, "Yeah, man." And we were talking about, guess what player? Josh Reed. because I was like, I love Josh Reed, right? I used to love what he did for the team, and I'm like, man, Josh Reed. He's like, oh yeah,
Ultimate
man,
slot
Josh.
guy.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go there, man, and hopefully I get on the practice squad as a receiver. Like he had no idea, like he's gonna wind up being a safety and a good safety. I mean, he wasn't great, but he was very good.
Yep.
And that was just a funny story. Like I met a player that mind you, didn't even know he was going to wind up being a pretty damn good player
he was
on that team.
Another late round guy, honorable mention guy, Jay Reemsma, tight end.
Oh, dude.
He was a 7th round pick.
I like Reemsma. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a 7th rounder.
You know what's funny in tight ends, Mikey, since Dawson Knox?
Mm-hmm.
Can you name we haven't had the greatest tight ends come through town, huh? Like Charles Clay was okay,
had a lot of
undersized.
We went and got a lot of the U guys, but they never really hit. There was that one, can't remember his name, but he ended up getting paralyzed. He had the talent.
I watched that game.
So did I, and I remember he was super talented and had a chance.
Yes, I forget his name.
I forget his name
you know.
Yeah,
he walked again.
Yeah, because that was the first time they used those sticks. There's the Bills medical staff being ahead of the game back then too.
Yes. He came out during a game, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I wish I remember his name. Chad, if you remember his name, but he was on a special teams. I think we were returning it, and it was just a freak play, man.
Kevin Everett. Thank
you, Kevin Everett, out of the U, Miami Hurricanes.
Yep. But, super talented. Had a chance to be something big in the NFL, and just.
Unfortunately. I mean, same with Aaron Williams. I mean, Aaron Williams just had and then Landry with the cheap shot. So, but yeah, man, that was a good, But tight ends, we haven't had much, man. This is the first time we actually, I'll be honest with you, first time we really started to address the tight end position when we got really stuck with Dawson Knox, and then we got OJ Howard, right? I think now we're starting to learn that these guys are very important, and we're going to need them. I think you're going to see a lot of 2 tight end sets. We have a lot playing, bro. Mikey, this season is going to be exciting, bro. It really is. We were talking about this earlier before we got on. I don't even know. There's so many weapons, Mikey. I don't know if you really understand.
No, I get it.
Look back and look at the squad. I don't even know who's getting what anymore. Like who's getting the rock at this point. There's so many crazy weapons. Defenses are going to be they don't.
Josh is going to have his pick.
Oh my God, dude.
Josh is going to have his pick. Because think about it. In the receiver, we run 5 deep now, and that's not including Stevenson or Kumaro. That's just, we're running 5 deep in the receivers. We're running, anywhere from 2 to 4 deep in the running back, depending on how you want to look at guys. But with Singletary and Cook and Duke Johnson as a receiving threat with Moss, if Moss can bounce back from his injury-riddled seasons and show something, live up to any of that promise, and then you look in that tight end room, you got 2 stud tight ends,
studs, man.
We're looking 10 to 12 weapons deep on offense. Deep. And you want what's crazier? Our defense is better than our offense.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think they're even. I really, why I think they're maybe even a little bit, because I think our offense is a little younger.
It is.
And I think guys still hasn't gotten to that point of their ceiling, like Gabe Davis, Dawson Knox. I still think they're ascending.
Josh Allen,
right?
He's still ascending.
Josh, right? I don't even think he has not reached the ceiling yet.
No, because he's working on the run after the catch, the ball placement for the run after the catch. That's a piece of our offense that hasn't been there yet. Wait until you can start hitting some of these guys and they can do run after the catch. And take a 5-yard slant, 70 yards to the house, and have those quick scores.
You guys, and then also you got young guys on the line like Spencer Brown, who I think is going to excel.
Daniel, you said there's no way the offense is better than the defense. Listen to Joe Marino's last 2 pods. He outlines the offensive rank and the defensive rank and where they stand. I'm telling you, the defense actually sits closer to better than our offense. But our offense is elite. That just tells you how good our team is. Like, we have elite squad.
Yeah, I'm gonna give the nod. On my opinion, I'm gonna give it a little bit towards the offense, just a little bit, because the corners I think are still, until Trey's back and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But man, that's still awesome, guys, to sit here and debate.
Look at that front seven.
Like,
the front seven on defense has been redone with Daquan and like the guys who can constantly throw.
And we got guys waiting in case one goes down or for defensive rotation. Like, this isn't, to Mikey's point, this isn't last year's defense where, by the way, last year's defense still ranked number 1, but this isn't last year's defense where we were thin on the line, like weight wise. We didn't have really much guys coming in off the bench, like, to rotate that were really, starting to do his job. Let's be real, right? Harrison Phillips was okay. I never was huge on him, but he had a decent season. But now, look at the pieces we added. Young guys, Tim Settle, right, who's only going to get better, who's a big dude, right? Jordan Phillips, who, come on, we all know what Jordan Phillips brings, and he may not even start. He's a rotational guy, right? Who else am I missing? Daquan Jones, who's a monster up front. He's starting. I mean, and then you got Jack Lawson back. Then you got Groot. Then you got AJ Epinesa, who hopefully take the next step forward. And now that he has veterans in the locker room, right? Exactly. So it's a dangerous, to Mikey's defense. This is not going to be what you remember last season as far as getting to the quarterback, stopping the run, because that's kind of where we got stuck a lot of times in this game, right? We were good at zone. We were good at, scheming, but I don't think hitting home was always, it was a problem. We're going to hit home a lot. Their teams aren't going to rush up the middle like they were doing on us. It's not going to happen, right? They're not going to get to the edge, because if they're popping out to the edge, you got Von Miller, who's a freak athlete. He's going to catch up. AJ Epinesa, for as much as he hasn't really lived up yet, he's still a freak athlete. He still can run with the best of them. And then Gregory Rousseau's a freak athlete too. And I've seen one thing I will say about Rousseau. I remember the very first thing I was like, damn, that impressed me. It wasn't even getting to the quarterback, Mikey. It was when he was stuffing the run.
Yep.
I was like, damn, wow, that was a hell of a tackle. A normal guy couldn't have made that because he is so long. And I was like, okay, this guy's going to be a stud. I can already see it. He needs some work, but he's going to be a stud.
Listen, you can have your opinion and think the offense is better than the defense, and that's fine. It's a valid argument. I could get on board with either one. And Daniel, you don't give a squat about Joe's opinion. That's fine. It's okay. You can have your own. That's the best part about being a mafia. We're in here to talk about our opinions. At the end of the day, I'll roll with it.
I agree.
I'm not gonna die on the hill of the defense is better than the offense.
Yeah. To Daniel's point, and Mikey's too, I guess, as well. Listen, Joe Marino ain't the god of football. Like, I totally understand what you're saying, Daniel.
He made some points, and I agreed with it.
He's gonna say some things that Mikey may agree, and I go, I don't know about that, right? So I understand that what you're saying there, but he does know his stuff, right? Like, if there is one guy I will say, hey, take a listen to the X's and O's, he's a guy that he's going to hit it more times than none, right? Like, there's certain guys out there that's going to tell you stuff, blah, 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 and they barely watch the sport. Okay. So that's all I'm going to say on that. But I do agree with you, Daniel, as far as the offense versus defense thing. I'm leaning a little bit more to the offense because of the young Bucks. The young Bucks, the quarterback, just a massive amount of weapons they got, and I missed this too. The addition of Cromer, the addition of Ken Dorsey taking over, the addition of Shula, Joe Brady. So there's a lot to this offense that happened more than the defense, Mikey, and that's why I'm kind of leaning that direction as well. Because it's I think Dable. I'll be honest with you. I think he held this offense back a little bit. I really do. I truly believe that, and I think Bobby Johnson did a terrible job. And I think you're gonna see that, guys, this season. I think we're all gonna look back and go, "What if Dorsey was in charge last season? What if we had Cromer last season? Like, how many more points are we gonna score?" right? I'm being
Yeah.
real here, okay? And you guys could take that for what you want, but that's that.
I
All right.
I don't disagree. It's not something I'll die on a hill on. The
Chewy
final
has a question for
question.
you. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I put it up there.
Chewy's final question is: which game this season scares you the most? Start with you, Tommy.
That's a good question. Let me look up the schedule again. If you want to go ahead, Mikey, so I can look up the schedule. No, I'm already up. So you got Green
None.
Bay.
None.
I
That's
like
my
that
answer.
answer. See, I'm not scared of anybody, so I'll take it with what game. If I can answer that right, what game do I think will be more of a fight,
Challenge?
a dog fight? Let's put it that way. What game will be more of
The
a dog
Rams.
fight for us?
The Rams.
No, I'm not. Okay. So you're going with the Rams. I'm
Yep.
not going to say the Rams. I'm going to say a team that probably surprises you guys, and that's only if a player plays. The Cleveland Browns, and that's only if Deshaun Watson plays. That's the only game I think will be a dogfight. But it will be at home. I do believe we win, even if Deshaun Watson's playing. But they have a good squad. I'm not gonna lie. Like they're deep. And Watson win. Now I haven't seen Watson play in like 2 years.
Yep.
But when Watson's on, he's definitely a top 5 quarterback. I'm not going to take that away from him. He's not Baker Mayfield. Like, he's legit. So,
yeah.
And their running backs are legit. That offensive line is legit. Their receiving core is legit.
Nah, the receiving core is not legit anymore.
I like their.
Who do they have? They have Amari Cooper. That's it.
They got Cooper, and they got who's their tight end? The tight end's not pretty good too, bro.
Hooper?
Is it Hooper? Hooper's not bad. Is it Hooper? I thought they had another receiver that they got recently.
Njoku is still there.
Yes.
But Njoku's like the third tight end now.
Okay. I still think they're a deep team. I still think they're a deep squad. And their defense too isn't bad either.
Their defense is their defense is okay.
Yeah. So I'm talking about a dogfight though. I see us winning, but I see like out of all these matches, because look, Green Bay did not help Aaron Rodgers at all. Once again, even though I don't like the guy, he's a good quarterback, and they're just I don't know what the hell they're doing over there. And Tennessee doesn't. I just Ryan Tannehill. He's a top 15 quarterback. He's 15th. Like he just doesn't like. And they don't worry me, especially with the defense we got now. Dolphins, Tua, come on. Like I just don't believe in him. Baltimore, if anything, they lost players. Like I don't see them beating us. All they got is their tight end, Mark Andrews. Cincinnati's an interesting matchup, though. I still think we beat them. I think the experience of our defense will get to their quarterback and fluster him, kind of like he got flustered in the Super Bowl versus the Rams. I think we'll do the same thing. And then the Chiefs, they lost Tyreek Hill. I don't think they're going to be the same. I just don't. And the Rams, listen, they lost Von Miller. I know they're good, but Matt Stafford, it's not like he totally dominated in the Super Bowl either. It's more on their defense. Defense did their job, so they don't really worry.
And for the Rams, it's number 99.
They lost Robert Woods.
Yeah, but they got Allen Robinson.
I get it, but Robert Woods is damn good, bro.
Bobby Trees is fantastic. But I'm saying 99 is the difference maker. That's the only one 100%. I could see. If I had to, back to my original. I'm not scared of any of these teams. But if I had to pick a team that we were going to be in a dogfight with the most, I'm picking the Rams because of 99. He finds a way, man. He always does.
Yeah, no, he's in. And when they do that top 100, which by the way, that's going to be really neat when they're starting to do that again, Mikey, because we're going to be doing our feedback on that. I am very curious where Josh Allen lands, because I think Stephon Diggs
10 last year.
I know he had 10 and Diggs had 9, but I think Diggs might get out of that top 10 because he had.
Diggs wasn't. I thought Diggs was like 14.
No. Diggs was 10 and Allen was 9. Remember, they were back to back. They're both in the top 10. Right back to back. It was back to back. Yeah. But this year, where do you see Allen? Just curious. Like, do you see top 5?
I see him top 5.
But top 3, you're doing this right now?
No, I would put him top 3. I don't know if the rest of the league would put him top 3.
Now remember, it's voted by the players.
Yeah, I see him top 5. I see him top 5. Okay. I have a feeling Mahomes is still going to be there. I have a feeling Donald's going to be right around there. I have a feeling.
Let's do a prediction real quick, just on Allen. Where do you see him
Okay.
landing? And I'll tell you, and then we're gonna get off here.
I see him 5. I think that's where he'll be voted. I think
Okay.
Yeah, I think he'll end up at number 5. I personally think he should be number 2.
But you see him at 5. You predicting?
I'm predicting that that's where he'll land is at 5.
I think he goes at 2.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I think if this is a fair.
So
honest
who ends at 1?
Aaron Donald. I still think Aaron Donald around the league.
So you think they're gonna? Do you think they're gonna put him above Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes?
Well, Tom Brady. Yeah, I think Tom Brady. People still sleep on. I don't know why. Even though I hate him, but yeah, they will. They will. And Patrick Mahomes, because of that Bengals loss, yeah, I think they might drop him down a little bit. He'll still be in the top 5, but I still think. Listen, Aaron Donald won a Super Bowl. Yeah, he's still dominating. He was number 1 before. Who was number 1 last year? Was it Donald?
No, I think Mahomes.
I think it was Donald.
Can
you pull it up?
No,
it wasn't Mahomes. It wasn't Mahomes. Pull up 2021 top 100 real quick, Mikey.
Mahomes was number 1. Aaron Donald was number 2. Rodgers was number 3.
Okay,
Derrick Henry was number 4.
All right, Mahomes. Okay, so that list is going to go a little differently, in my opinion. Mahomes ain't going number 1. That's why I think Aaron Donald's going to go 1. Okay, because he was 2 last year. I think Aaron Donald goes 1. I think Mahomes goes to 3, and I think Allen gets 2, and I think Derrick Henry, because he's a stud, goes at 4.
Yep, and Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs were 10 and 11.
10, 11. Okay, I was close. 10 and 11. Okay, so that's who's 5 through 1. Just curious. Who'd they have 5?
Kelsey, Henry, Rodgers, Donald, Mahomes.
Okay. So I see Kelsey getting out of the top 5. You know he's still a stud.
Mm-hmm.
And it just little mixed up, but those guys are still there. I think Henry is up there too. 4. I got to look at the whole list again, but I think Kelsey gets out.
Like the top 10. The top 10 was Josh Allen at 10, T.J. Watt at 9, Hopkins at 8.
I forgot about Watt. See, I think Watt gets 5 then this time. I think Kelsey gets
I think Hopkins falls out of the top 10. Then Brady at 7. Devontae Adams at 6, Kelsey at 5, Henry at 4, Rodgers at 3, Donald 2, Mahomes 1.
Yeah. So I think a lot of those players are right, but I think it's going to be a little mixed up in that top 10. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I think Diggs was 11 last year, right? So I think Diggs stays around that a 15 to a range, right? Maybe 15. I think he drops a couple of notches. But I definitely think Allen gets number 2, man. I really do. I think the players around the league now has taken notice. They took notice last year, Mikey. Think about it. He went from 7
to 10.
To 10. There's no way that he's not going at least top 5, like you said, but I have a feeling he's going to. But anyways, guys, man, wow, we went on an hour and 30 minutes, and we had nothing to say. At 45 minutes, I was running out of time. So, hey, guys, once again, I want to tell everyone thank you for joining us. Daniel, Chewy, and for the ones that missed us because the stupid app thing didn't work, I apologize. I do. But anyways, Mikey, I appreciate you as well. Yeah. We will be on. Oh, by the way, guys, Friday, I have a new show on my channel. If the damn channel works, AFC on the Mafia Sports Report. It's going to be called the AFC Overtime with me and Curtis from Ace Per Head. It's going to be a fun show. It starts at 9 p.m. Eastern time. And then that's it. And then me and Mikey right back here on Monday at 9 o'clock Eastern time, man. So thanks again, guys. Once again, Bills Mafia #1 and go Bills. Peace.
Go Bills.
Yep. And I'm going to make sure to play the best ending to any show
ever.
The Bills make me want to shout. Later, guys.